Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Anxiety and Depression is Not the End. This is episode 7. Last 2 episodes I did talk about learning how to focus and learning how to love yourself. But I wanted to talk more about the situation before learning how to do both of those things and what it was like for me to finally figure out those two very, very important steps. Is that when I was feeling alone, when I was feeling lost, and what it was like to go through that period of my life. And some of you that are watching who are experiencing anxiety and depression right now, you are going to understand that feeling lost and feeling so alone is a part of that journey, right? And I think it's probably one of the most scariest things because when I was going through it, I lost the sense of who I was. I didn't think that it was going to get to that point where I was going to hate myself so much. And the more that I hated myself, and this was an ongoing thing, like every single day, the more I felt that no one loved me. Even though my parents and my kids, they were there to support me, but it still wasn't enough for me to prove that their love was strong enough for me to say, you know what, I need to be a part of that love as well. I just, for some reason, my mind was just telling me, Roger, don't listen to any of, you know, don't listen to their help. Nothing is going to go right for you. Like, there was just so much stuff that my mind was telling me, and I started to believe in it more and more every single day. Because when you get to a certain level, right, when you get to a certain point of loneliness, or when you feel like entirely lost, you're not focused enough to think about anything that even if your mind is trying to tell you something positive, you just don't you don't grab onto it. You don't grab onto it. You kind of like listen to it, or you see it, and then all of a sudden it just fades away really, really fast. And because you're so alone, and you're so lost, for me at least, I just wanted to continue hiding. It made me feel like that little corner was the place that I had to go. And some of you may be doing that. Some of you are wondering why is it that I don't want to be a part of anything, or I don't want to do anything, or I just don't want to I don't want to do anything today. And it's because there is no motivation, there is no determination, there is no will to do anything, because you've lost a sense of that. You've lost that, that you could have even lost all hope at this point, right? And when your mind is full of those type of thoughts, then for yourself, you don't have a lot to look forward to anymore, right? And that little corner, that little dark corner, is almost like a place where you feel kind of safe, even though it's sad to say at the same time, because there's no one going to be there in that corner for you unless you open your arms and allow people to come in, right? But when I was going through it, even when people were trying to come and talk to me, I just didn't want to listen to them. Maybe it's because I felt as though they didn't understand what was going on in my head. They didn't understand what it was like to be me, and whatever they say to me, it wouldn't have mattered, because it was basically going through one ear and out the other. And that is the whole thing that I'm trying to say, is that even if you're getting help from elsewhere, you are building these walls around yourself. Like that little corner that you put yourself in is like the place that you don't want to be disturbed, right? And then you start setting out these barriers and these walls, almost protecting yourself, right? And I look at it now that like putting those walls, they only were blocking certain things for a certain period of time, until I realized, hey Roger, what are you doing? Right? Why are you blocking everything away? Those things that are supposed to be part of your happiness, you're actually pushing that away, right? And I look back at it now, and I understand now that whole part being lonely, that whole part about being lost, that is all a part of that journey. The whole journey about trying to discover who you really are, you know, trying to figure out things for yourself. Because sometimes you just need that time alone, to finally get it. There's a lot of things in life that you think that you want to achieve, and when you're at a state where you're depressed or you have anxiety, you don't have that urge to go and chase for it anymore. So there is going to be a time and a place when you're gonna finally figure out when that perfect time is to start choosing to wanting to change your life. That journey of being lost, feeling lost, a journey of feeling that you don't fit into the world anymore. For some people, it's going to last longer than others, and even though it may seem only like a few months or something, it feels like a year. It feels even longer sometimes, but you have to remember that you're going through this experience because there is a purpose for it. There is a reason why you are, all these emotions that you're going through all of these difficult these difficult times in your life, is because there is something very crucial that you have to learn in this period of time that you're going through. And I know it's probably not going to make sense right now, and you're telling yourself, why me? I didn't ask for this. But eventually, when you get through this dark time of yours, you're going to look back and you're going to understand why these certain things had to happen, right? I look at it now as I needed to learn all of that to figure out my true strength. That whatever life throws at you, you definitely have that power and that strength to get yourself out of this mess that you're going through, and these dark clouds that you wake up looking at and living in, living through those storms every single day, trying to figure out when is it going to stop, right? And you are going to make it stop when you make the decision that you want to change your life, that you are going to do absolutely whatever it takes to get yourself from this little corner of yours that you're living in every single day, and take that first step, right? To start heading into a direction where you can see yourself being happy, right? Once you get that into your mindset, you're going to start taking more and more steps, right? And as long as you're taking those steps every single day, those little steps are going to turn into big steps. Those big steps are going to turn into leaps. And one day you're going to find out that, thank God you made that decision to change your life, because you're going to start to see a whole new, different side of everything that you thought didn't even exist, right? I went through that journey where at one point I thought I would never heal myself, that I was never going to be able to spend, memorable moments with my family again and to laugh with them. But with all that hard work and with all that patience and with all those little steps I took, it led me to that destination, and where I, finally arrived to. And that can definitely happen to you, right? So if you feel lost, if you feel that, there's no purpose for you, and that you're never going to be able to see that light again, don't tell yourself that anymore. All of these things that you want can be a reality for you. You just have to make that decision and tell yourself, you know what, I do want to see my happiness, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. And the moment you start doing that, you're not going to feel as lost anymore. You're going to have a little bit more hope. You're going to have a little bit more courage. You're going to be more brave, and you're going to wake up in the morning and want to take more steps. You're going to want to challenge yourself even more. You're going to start to see, these changes that you thought were never going to happen, right? But it all has to do with you. You have to make the decision, right? And I'm not saying that today you're going to say, okay, today, if I make a decision to change my life tomorrow, I better see a difference tomorrow. It's all about patience, right? It's not like an instant thing where everything is going to be okay the next day, right? It's going to take a lot of work from you, right? But the most important thing is that you don't give up, and you have that vision, always have that vision of yourself, like you see yourself in a happy place, and that that you finally overcame the darkness, and you start enjoying your life again. So hope this video helps. I am going to talk more about focus and loving yourself, because that is very important, very important. And the more you learn how to love yourself, the more you learn how to focus, the easier it's gonna be for you to understand how you're going to be able to overcome it. And once you start to see these changes in your life, you're going to have more belief in yourself that this reality, that this happiness and this joy that you've been searching for is going to come true. So I'll catch you next video, and remember, your mind matters. Take care.